Welcome back to Cyber Risk TV at RSAC 2026. We are wrapping up day 4 here in San Francisco. And when we say wrapping up, we mean wrapping up. I'm Doug White. And even as the week winds down, there's still all kinds of stuff going on. There's still all sorts of events going on over there, from AI application security to identity, risk, I don't know what all else is going on. And Hugh Jackman just walked through.
Yeah.
Like
and he said hello to
ago.
you. I was amazed.
He did. He came right up. He was like, Doug, later, dude, like let's party. And I was like, man, Wolverine, we're going to do the town. And, you know, and I was like, how much? Yeah. No, Josh went to try to get him and got pepper sprayed. So, but I mean, that was also an accomplishment.
I normally pay extra for that.
No, you do.
Yeah, so
I've seen that going on. So
well,
Josh Marpet's with me.
Chair.
Josh has also survived the week.
That's a good word for it. It's been a long week.
It definitely is a kind of march to the finish at RSAC because it is so huge, and you get here, you're overwhelmed. Day 2, you're like, I don't think I've seen a quarter of it. Day 3, you're like, I'm never going to see it all. Day 4, you're just like, well, maybe next year.
You know, honestly, I have to say, I went through the entire early stage expo, and I did get most of the main expo floor. I mean, I didn't go to any talks. I hear they have talks here, but I didn't go to any talks.
They do.
I got through most of the expo floor. I have to say, if I see the word Agentic AI SOC one more damn time, I'm going to puke, okay? It's crazy how many companies, and I'm going to give my blunt and unvarnished opinion here.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. It's just
Josh
me.
is usually such a shrinking violet.
The amount of companies that are duplicating each other this year is unbelievable. It reminded me of 2017. We must have an initial coin offering. We must have an initial coin offering. We must have an initial coin offering. And there were 700 of them in the span of a few months. And it feels like, you know, I spun up an entire agentic AI company in 3 days, and I'm going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the answer is no, you're not. I'm sorry.
You will join the other people slinking off the exhibitor floor, resorting to cannibalism before they got to the 800 numbers.
It was really interesting to see how they were duplicative and how they couldn't figure out how to differentiate themselves.
Well, it's tough. I mean, it's still these early swirling waters of nobody really knows.
That's a really good point. I actually talked to a friend of mine who works for a big consulting company. He said they had 4 presentations in a row, and they were exactly the same technology and methodology.
I mean, that's kind of the scientific method. It's kind of evolutionary. It's like, you know, this is how it works. It's like there's many, many, many fish, and one of them will learn how to walk.
Well, the best part was when he said, yeah, one of my guys went, you know, I get it now. And then he had a working prototype vibe coded 2 hours later.
Okay.
So those companies they're not differentiating themselves. And the buy versus build decision is really different these days.
It is.
So it's going to be interesting.
It's complex.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get to go up to the startup floor?
I did, the early stage expo, yeah.
Okay, I know I always call it startup floor, and everybody goes, what's that? It's the early stage expo. Yeah, I got up there, I saw a couple of people doing a human sacrifice. You know, they were trying, you know, they were like, we need Series B! And it's like, it's the only way! And, you know, it's like, I call down the fight, you know.
Okay, venture capital. Venture capital and private equity. I heard some interesting speculation on that. There were individual acquisitions and individual fundings that were as big in the single deal as we've had in entire previous years of all of them, which says to me that there's going to be very, very little dry powder this year, very little money available, and it's going to be interesting. And there's a lot of companies that have, we did $1 billion in valuation. And now what? How are you going to make enough sales to make up to that valuation? Well, or all the valuations just, you know?
I mean, to be fair, we've been there before. I mean, we saw that in the early .com stuff too with company. I mean, I literally was working as a consultant for a company, and their burn rate was like beyond comprehension. You know, when I got there, and as a consultant, I've seen a lot.
Right.
And I got there, and they're paying me.
That's why your hair is that way.
Yeah, and they were paying me. I mean, which was something. And, you know, they were flying me to London, they were flying me here and there. And I finally was like, who are our customers? And they were like, no, we don't have any yet. And I was like, what's our product? And they were like, oh yeah, we're working on that. And I was like, didn't you guys go public and like it's some kind of crazy deal? I was learning, and he was like, yeah, we raised all this money. And I'm like, well, but you don't have a product and you don't have any customers. And I'm like, where's the money going? He's like, we're having the foosball tournament on Thursday.
I think that, if I can't tell the companies apart, except by what color of Hawaiian shirt they're wearing, we have an issue. And so I'm really wondering what RSA next year, 2027, is going to look like. Is it going to be agentic AI still? Is it going to be the agentic AI? Is it all going to be monitors of agentic AI, employees with no humans around? This is going to be interesting, man.
Well, yeah, I think I said earlier in the week, I think it's just going to be robot overlords, and we will be sweeping up when the robot overlords come in to see what the other robot overlords are doing, and they're going, all of you humans over there, you're now going into the food pit. Yeah.
Well, the human sacrifice. This year's
we
human
need
sacrifice
those too.
for
I mean,
round D.
everybody needs a good human sacrifice occasionally.
I mean, what's a party without one? Come on.
Yeah, and it keeps things even. It's just like a C-suite tradition.
You're the lowest one on the food chain.
I'm sorry, C-suite friends. And
no, you're not.
I bet I'm going to get acquired pretty soon. They're like, disappear him.
We need a human sacrifice. Get Doug.
Yeah. You're going over past 7th Avenue or 7th Street. You won't be back yet.
No, in all seriousness, this is my first RSA. So
really?
I've never been RSA before.
Look. I want to show you. Can you see this? Can you zoom on this? Cameraman. Enhance. It says RSAC first timer.
It's my first time at RSA. I've never been before.
Wow.
I've been to so many different conferences. This conference has a very different energy. It's not a HackerCon.
No, it's not.
It's, to be very honest with you, it's not really even a tech conference. There are talks that are highly technical, but it's more C-suite tech. This is what we call a suit con. This is a business con, and it's a good one. There's a lot of opportunities for people to meet. If you use this conference as a way to get meetings, you're doing amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I call it a strategic con.
That's the nicest way of saying suit con ever.
Isn't it? You know me, I'm so nice. Everybody loves me. No, I mean, I always call it that because it is that. I mean, it is about coming here. I mean, I love coming to RSAC because I learned so many terms and so many things, and almost every term that we hear in the industry, I heard first at RSAC.
Really?
A lot. I mean, because or on Paul's Security Weekly, where I'm like, what the hell are Paul and Larry talking about now? And you may have seen me on Paul's Security Weekly, my laptop going, and Larry's over there breaking into something important, and I'm over there going, what the hell is agentic AI? Paul, don't ask me. And Paul's going, Doug, what do you think about agentic AI? And I'm like, just give me a second here.
Ask your AI. It's really quick. In all seriousness, it's a strategy con, suit con. Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
If you come here for tech, it's not as much. But if you come here for understanding what the trends in the industry,
right?
Which, by the way, agentic AI SOC, agentic, anyway, it's killing me. Trends in the industry, meeting people, meeting C-suite, meeting executives, meeting VCs. This is the great con for that. It's fantastic.
No, it is. I mean, I literally have been sitting here all week talking to CEOs.
Oh, and by the way, if you want to go party, this is the con
for that.
Well,
there is that.
Oh, my God.
Even I got invited to parties.
Yeah, I know, me too, with the hat. They're like, would you like to come to a party? I'm like, when is it? They're like, in 4 minutes, you better be on that bus.
Yeah, I got some of those.
They shuttle people all over the damn city, and
True.
The open bars are, it's not just open bar, like here's the 3 drinks. It's like you see the $500 a shot whiskey. Would you like a shot of that?
I'm like, if you paid for a drink at RSAC,
something's wrong with you.
Come see me, and Josh and I will both slap you.
Seriously, it's crazy.
We will, and you don't even have to pay extra for that. We'll slap you for free. Like we're having a slapping booth next year. Next year will be the Security Weekly. Get slapped by a Security Weekly host for free booth.
So sort of like a kissing booth, but with a little more attentiveness.
We could do kissing too. No, that's. I know we shouldn't do that.
No, my wife
after that whole
outbreak.
So yeah, we had to do something about that.
Con flu, con crud, herpes, details.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's like they can treat some of that now. Agentic AI can save you from that.
Oh dear God Almighty on a stick. Okay.
No, a guy told me he would punch me if I'd say cyber war one more time yesterday. So. I said it.
You have to. I mean, come on.
If
somebody's going to do that, and you're going to get a good punch out of it.
It's like if I get a CEO to punch me, I'm like, wow, I've moved up in the world.
We've heard a lot of terms. We've seen some people that are vain, nigh on abusive to a certain extent on the terminology. And then we've seen the people that are genuinely trying to do better and do really good technology and do really well with their business models. And I like that. That's really cool.
No, I did.
But the biggest thing for me here, honestly, was that I saw so many different perspectives on these tools and these technologies. Right. I really enjoyed that. I have to say.
And I'm going to say the people I was talking to, and I know that over there in the swarm, things are different, but the people I was talking to were differentiating. I was hearing different perspectives from the leaders talking about where this may go, and it wasn't just blather, it actually sounded like it made some sense.
They believe it, and they're really working hard to do it. And to be honest, so for every interview we get seed questions. And I literally stopped using the seed questions. I was using them I'd read them, that's nice, but I was literally, for 90% of my interviews, I was like, all right, I'm gonna ask you how you're different. Do you have an answer? And they, all of them, to their credit, every single one of the people that I talked to had answers. Now, a couple of them I was like, those answers are good. Some of them, their answers were great.
No, I had great guests all week. I mean, and I don't always say that. I mean, I've in the past said, yeah, it was interesting, and but I mean, I was able to. The people I was talking to really did seem to have some ideas. They seemed to have. I mean, and yeah, there was a lot of the same words. But I was like you. I wanted to know what does the word mean. I mean, it's easy for me to say agentic AI. It's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner.
But it's hard.
It's
no,
10
human
PM.
sacrifice.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your agentic AI is?
Oh my God. Boy, that's marketing though, right? I mean,
hey, what can I say?
That's marketing. Those old things. I was telling my wife to do like meow 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 meow, and she was like, "Yeah."
Where's the agentic AI?
And we had wrestlers.
Oh my God, the luchadors.
The luchadors, yeah, los luchadors. That was like amazing, and I actually had a hallucination. I thought I was standing in the street out there in an alley, talking on the phone, and all of a sudden, all the luchadors walked by me, and I was like, okay, that was weird.
The shrooms are really kicking in.
Yeah, I was like, where's William Burroughs when you need him? And then I realized they had a wrestling ring on the expo floor, and they were actually wrestling.
They were actually wrestling.
And they had referees and the whole thing. And
there was a wrestling ring. There was a mechanical bull. There was a wheel of a Price is Right wheel. There were more video games and there were video game cabinets.
Crazy.
It was insane.
I kind of couldn't handle it. I was freaking out here.
I could only take, I was over there for an hour, and then I would go upstairs and sit in the lobby for 20 minutes, and then I would take it half an hour, and then I had to come back here for an interview. I was only able to take it in short bits because it was really weird.
I mean, I had to hire Captain Willard to take me up the river because I was just trying to find one of my sponsors, and I was just like, "Can you guide me to the end of the river?" And they were like, "Yes, come with me. Follow closely, but don't get lost because we'll never find you again."
It's interesting. The expo floor, not the early stage expo, that was a little calmer. I would say it was busy, but it was a little calmer. It wasn't as bright lighty.
It is, yeah, because they don't have the money for that.
Yeah, it's true. But the booths on the main expo floor, some of them were literally 3 stories tall, with laser light shows and shimmering beads and all sorts of stuff. The big difference, I think, is that the main expo floor felt like a casino, a Vegas casino. And the early stage expo felt honestly more like a trade show.
Yeah, I know it did, because I mean, like I say, those guys can't afford to have the Queen Mary pulled up here, to put in on the expo floor so that take a cruise around the bay. I mean, they're basically going like, I have this free gum, kind of.
No, they had wonderful things. The early stage expo had wonderful things.
I'm giving them such a hard time,
but I'll tell you,
they try harder.
I found out that the early stage expo booths, which are literally, a little smaller than this table, were 15,000.
No, they're expensive.
The main expo booths were like, so nobody would tell me precisely, but like, yeah, we spent about 300,000 on the small booths.
I always go to the early stage expo because I actually, to be fair, and I give them a little hard time because they're scrabbling, but that's the next place. That's next year's. That's the people that'll have the 3-story booth in 5 years or not. And you'll never hear of them again because that is where things all start, is on the early stage expo.
And they did have like 6 villages. And they had a scientific track, which was very cool. And they had a bookstore. I just went to the bookstore. The bookstore was really nice. I enjoyed that. I took some pictures. I'm not packing any books home because, dear God, my luggage is bad enough. But I took some pictures of books I'm going to buy later. They had a lot of nice stuff.
That's how Josh gets your books. He's just like, give me a minute.
I didn't photograph the pages. I photographed the cover. So yeah, it was good.
It was good. I mean, all in all, I think it was an amazing. I mean, it's something, if you've never seen it, you should definitely come here and see it, because it is just something to see. It's like the greatest spectacle, plus it's all kinds of information. And like I say, they have had a wall of sessions over there blinking at us. Now, we're not really here for that. We have a different badge. But there's a wall of sessions over there every day. There's a wall of speakers over there every day. There's a wall of special events. There's a wall of everything and more and more and more. And
whatever you want,
the booklet is this thick, and it's just like, you literally get like college credit for reading it. It's
with the booklet, the Expo map, and the booklet and the schedule unfolds like a theme park map, man. It's crazy.
Literally, I mean, and it's actually a lot more complicated.
Yeah, it
I mean,
really is.
you can definitely find Fantasia Land, but you may well not find Threat Locker. I did though. I did find them. Thanks, Threat Locker. But anyway, Josh, I love seeing you in person. You and I see each other all the time through a screen, but it's so much fun to come to the cons and get to see you and see all of our other friends that we never get to see, and all these people we've interviewed or talked to in the past who come up and go, hey, how are you doing? And that's a really fun part of it too. But that brings us to the close. I wish I could untie my tuxedo bow. One of these days I'll get my nerve up and rent a tuxedo for this, but it brings us to the close of our RSAC 2026 coverage here on Cyber Risk TV. If you missed any of our interviews or you want to revisit the conversations from this week, you can. Everything's at securityweekly.com/RSAC. I want to do some thank yous real quick.
Oh, please.
I want to thank our crew.
Oh, yeah.
Who gets no credit at all. They don't even get a
best.
credit reel. It just says no. And they're great, and we have all our staff who did all this and made it all happen, because all we do is get up here and look sexy.
And they feed us and they take care of us. They arrange everything.
Yeah, I mean, we would literally
awesome.
be helpless laying in the corner crying if we didn't have all these people to do this. And I mean, I've actually seen that before anyway. But we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank RSAC for letting us come down here. Thanks to San Francisco for letting us wander around this really cool city that if you've never seen it, you really should come and see it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm Doug White. I hope that we'll see you next year. I made 2 final cards for this, 2 final job cards. So the first one is /RSAC 2026, which is the job. And the last one, oops, I didn't sort them correctly. The last one has, and I don't know if any of you know what this means.
And
It's just 2 slashes, which is an end of job. And that's RSAC 2026. And we'll see you next year.
amen.